Hello YouTube, HomeTheaterJoe here, and as usual, I hope y'all are happy, healthy, and doing well. I am not feeling 100% today, so if I sound a little off, that would be the reason. No matter. Let's move forward. Today is going to be part 2 of the Emotiva MC1 13.2 channel home cinema processor. We're going to be looking at user menu settings. So, here we go. As you can see, there's 5 tabs here under the settings. Again, I will say for this product, this piece of gear, simplicity, once again, I am reminded of, and excuse me, I do very much appreciate it. So, as you can see now, HDMI 1 is highlighted, but really, I'm on the eARC connection right now. So as you can see, it is highlighted in red. We have our A for audio, HDMI ARC, and video, no. So obviously we can go in here and give you a look at the coaxials and the analogs on the back. Obviously you got your Bluetooth, but here you can see this is your input selection. Let's go over here to sound field. Again, simplicity, I love it. Pure. To the best of my understanding, I will explain these. Pure is no EQ whatsoever placed on the signal coming in to the MC1. Therefore, it is just ushering the signal to the speakers. No EQ, no room correction, no nothing. We go down here to direct. Direct will apply as little EQ as possible, but will keep your trim and distance levels for your setup. But again, as little processing as possible. Stereo would be pretty self-explanatory. This is your 2-channel listening. We go to multi-channel, and this is obviously where you would find your Dolby Atmos or DTS. This is what you want to be on to have, again, the multi-channel. Excuse me. And of course the Dolby upmix, DTS neutral, X upmix. And again, multi-channel is highlighted in red because that's what we're using. You can also choose to remember your setting, but because I happen to change them a good bit from, say, 2-channel to multi-channel, I don't really leave the remember on. That's just a personal thing. And I have yet to use the up mixers. I'm more of a purist. I want to hear what it was intended to sound like, not an up mix. So sorry, just more personal stuff. Let's go back up here to your trim level. This is pretty self-explanatory, but we need to talk about this for a second. So as you can see, everything here is set to 0 because this is only temporary and only be meant to be used in whatever session you're having at the time. We can change these trim levels, excuse me, take them up or down, as you can see. But this is only temporary. If you change the trim level from this screen, it will revert back to 0 once you turn the machine off and turn it back on, what have you. Pretty easy right there. And I haven't used it. I'm not sure why I would, but I guess that's a good thing for these guys. I guess it's handy. Anyway, EmoQ. We have our EmoQ calibration and our individual test. Now, one thing I have found out about this menu here is that, as you can see, it says program launching. If you do not have your mic plugged up when you come into this menu, it's just not really going to work for you. So maybe I could have had that differently. But, you know, it is what it is. As you can see, ambient test error, no speaker or no mic. So we really can't do much here without the mic plugged in. I guess that makes sense, but I would like to see or access the information without having the mic in. And as you can see, cannot do that. So we will just go ahead. Well, wait a minute. Can we view? Oh, okay. Well, we can view a little bit. Let's see here. Yeah, see, it's giving us a little information, but not much. These are the frequency bands here, I think, all the way on the left. Anyway, so as you can see up there, 5.2.2. Let's just get out of here because the mic is not hooked up, so we cannot do a whole lot. And of course here we get to our setup, but now this is pretty much where everything happens for the machine. As you can see here, we can go to our source setup. Honestly, I should turn all of these off. I'm only using one HDMI, but you can turn these HDMIs on and off so you don't even see them. Same thing with optical and analogs. You can turn all this stuff off so you don't even see it, don't even have to scroll through it. And of course, all this other stuff. You can edit where your video and audio source comes from. Your EQ select, which I think it's on default, but it probably should be on EQ1 because that's the only one I've set up. The volume mode, the trigger. Actually, I'm going to leave that trigger alone. But as you can see here, again, pretty self-explanatory. Let's go down here to ARC. Yeah, you know, you get your ability to turn it on and off. You can rename it, select your EQ, which I already had EQ1 selected on this one. That's good. Your volume mode, the trigger out. I turn off the trigger for the individual HDMIs, but there is a regular setting for the trigger under here, under options. So take a little bit of startup, got it on standby. The volume options, you can, I start mine, I think at negative 33 is what we start on. Yeah, negative 33. Let's see here. Volume, display mode, real gain. Yeah, so you can do all this good stuff here. I prefer to keep all this as it is. Obviously, you can see you have your HDMI options here, your input information display, no signal standby, trigger output. Hey guys, this unit doesn't give us much, but one thing I am so happy about is the trigger output and the IRN. As you can see, I'm controlling this unit right now from behind the camera, obviously, but that means I'm in front of the TV and I don't have to stand in front of my media closet, point a direct controller at it and and use it. So I can just tell you that while I have been saying this machine is very simplistic, it does have some great things. Now, I guess we should say a couple of things about this guy. One being that there is absolutely no Ethernet port. There is no Wi-Fi. And I'm sure maybe if you were looking for something like that in the settings, it wasn't there. That of course means no GUI. And that might be a deal breaker for some people. Not for me, but yeah, and there are some other things that aren't found on this machine, but again, at a price point of $9.99 USD. I just really appreciate this piece of equipment, and I'm really a fan of what Emotiva has been doing the last calendar year or more, last 2 calendar years really. We're not going to get into the EmoQ right now, or the testing, the calibration that will come hopefully very soon. We have to get up REW and run those sweeps and corrections, and then we will bring that to you as well. I know I may be rambling incoherently. As I said, I'm not feeling well, but I think that pretty much does it for our settings. This blank screen, as you can see, this color, you've probably not seen this on my display before, but this is a setting inside the Emotiva. Right now there is no source on, so you can either choose to have a blank screen or this nice screen right here. So I went with this one. If there are any questions or comments about this user menu settings, or the menu settings at all, guess I just said the same thing twice. You can drop questions or comments right down there below. They are greatly encouraged and greatly appreciated. Good, bad, or indifferent. See, look, I just can't even function right now. Woke up not feeling well. Enough about me. I think we can wrap a medium-sized bow on this one. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Again, if there are questions or comments, please throw them down below. We'll get to them, and we're going to wrap a medium-sized bow on this one. As always, thank you for listening. Be good, be safe. Boom. Boom.